Howdy all, Chris Zoupa, what's up? Today we're going to be looking at the lovely solo from Back in Black by ACDC. Let's take a look. First section, I want to start from an open note on the 6th string and then 7 to the 5th. Then I hit 5 twice on the 5th string, and then 4 twice on the 5th string. And a little bit of vibrato as well on those. So all together. And I work into this phrase here. So what I'm doing there is I'm hitting 7 to the 5th and then playing 5, 7 on the 4th. And then I hit the 7 again, I want to bend it up and back. And then pull off to the 5 on the same string. After that, I'm jumping to 7 of the 5th to end that. So I'll go. So the whole section thus far. The next little chunk is going to borrow the same start. So we're going to have the open note, the 7, the 2 5s and the 2 4s. Then we work into this phrase. So what I've got there is 2 basic triplets. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then doing a big bend, and that's from 7th fret of the 3rd string. So I guess what would be the 7th pick would be the bend up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that big bend there. So let's try and put all of that section together from the start. Okay, let's take a look at the second section. I want to slide from 7 to 9 on the 3rd string with my middle. And then I want to hit 8 of the 2nd string with my pointer. And then jump back to 9 of the 3rd string and hit that twice. So it'll go. Then I work into this phrase. Let's slow that down. I'm starting back on 9 of the 3rd string again. Then I hit 8 of the 2nd string. So I hit 8 of the 2nd, and then I play 10 of the 2nd string, bend it up and back into a pull off back to 8. And the end of that goes. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 10, 8 on the 2nd string, and then I'm playing 9, 7, 9 on the 3rd. Okay, that's the whole section. Nice and quick this one, so I'll play it a bit slower. Okay, so the next section starts from 12 of the 3rd string, and I go. So I'm playing 12 of the 3rd, and then I hit 14 of the 4th, and then back down to 12 of the 3rd again, and then I go. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a bend on 14 of the 3rd string, and then my pinky's hitting 15 of the 2nd string. So I'll go. Notice that I'm sustaining that bend whilst I'm playing that pinky on 15 of the 2nd string. So thus far, after I hit the pinky, I do the bend again. Then I want to hit the pinky after that 2nd bend, and I go. So what I do here is I play the pinky note and then bring the bend down. So I'll go. So after I've done that pulling down bend, I pull it down and then pull off to the 12. So it'll go. Playing the pinky note, bending it down, and then pulling off to the 12. So let's try it slowly from the start of the section. At the end of that, pull off. I want to go back to 14 of the 3rd string. So it'll go. Okay, then after that we go into this little phrase. So what I do here is I do a hammer on from 12 to 14 on the 4th, and then I hit 14 again. So hammering in, and then hit it another time. Okay, then I go. play 12 of the third and then 14 of the fourth. And I roll my ring finger to 14 of the third string and then pull off to 12, sort of go. So that's the most awkward bit, is sort of working in that circle, doing that flat ring and pulling off. So the latest little chunk a bit slower. The end of that is exactly the same pretty much as what we had near the start of this section. A bend on 14, the pinky note, and then another bend. Alright, let's try the whole section a little slower now. Okay, let's have a look at the fourth section, I believe. So nice and bluesy and pentatonic-y. I'm starting for the bend on 14 of the third string, and I've got a flat pointer across the second string and the first on 12th fret. At the bottom of that, I hit that 12th fret of the first string twice. After I've done that twice, I do 2 quick bends on 15 of the second string. And I go. So I'm kind of just working down the pentatonic from 12th fret of the first. We'll take it slowly. I think I'm pulling that off. I'm playing 12 of the first and then doing a pull off from 15 to 12 on the second string. And I do a slight bend on 14 of the third, and then I play 12 of the third. Sort of go. That slight bend gives it that bluesy vibe, but it's not an enormous. You don't want to get anything, too ridiculous, whether it's just a slight nuance with just working down that pentatonic. So thus far, this is what we should have. Okay, then we go into this. This is kind of similar to what we had before, where we're doing that bend with the sustain and then hitting the pinky note. Just that my pinky's now flat across 15 of the first and the second string. So I want to do a bend on the third string and play the second string. And then again, but then play the bend and then play the first string. Sort of go. After I've hit the first string, I go. So I'm still in that bend up. I want to bring it down. Pull off to the 12. And then go back to 14 of the third string, so I go. Yep, and then from there I want to hit 14 of the fourth string. You'll notice that I'm crossing over with my middle, because going that kind of roll thing, or just lifting the ring just sounds a little clunky, so I'm going 14 of the fourth string and I go, which is just 12, 14 on the third string. So I'll go from the bending down, and then I'll just play that last little bit a bit slower. Let's go through the whole section now a little bit slower from the start. Okay, let's have a look at the fifth section. It's going to start with something like that. I'm starting on 14 of the fourth string, slightly muted. I hit that twice. And I've got a flat fingered chord on 12 of the second and the third string. And then I do the same thing, but just a single 14 on the fourth string and then a flat fingered chord on 14 of the second and the third string. So I go. One more time. Then back up to the 14 again, and I play just 12 of the second and the third string one more time. So there's 2 14s at the start and then 1 on the next 2. One more time. Work into this phrase. So what I'm doing here, the same sort of bendy pinky phrase again. I'm playing 14 of the third, bending it up and then hitting the pinky on 15 of the second. Then I bring the bend down into a pull off to 12. So I'll do that again a little slower. After my pull off, I want to go hit 14 of the third with my ring and then cross over to 14 of the fourth with my middle finger. So I go. All together. Hopefully that's making sense, and then we're working to this. This is kind of similar to what we had in the previous section, in section 4. We're just working down that pentatonic. I've got a big bend on 15 to establish this little chunk. Then after that was 15 to the second string, I'm hitting 12 of the first string, and then working down the E minor pentatonic by doing a pull off from 15 to 12 on the second. So 12 of the first, 15 to 12 on the second, and then it goes. What I was doing there was a slight bend on 14 of the third, then playing 12 of the third, then hitting 14 of the fourth. Sort of go. Okay, let's try the whole section from the start now, a little bit slower. Okay, let's finish this off. Section 6, the last little chunk of the solo. I'm going to start on 5 of the second string, and I'm also playing an open note on the first string. So you want to kind of be a little bit arched so that open note rings. It's kind of messy, but you're supposed to get that on purpose. Sounds more rockin' if you don't care too much. So what I've got here, I've got a pull off from 5 to 3 on the second string, and then I hit the 3 again, and I go back to the 5. And all the while we want to be keeping that first string ringing. I've got a similar idea rhythmically from 3 to 2 on the second string, still keeping that open note ringing. A pull off from 3 to 2, hit the 2 again, and then go back to the 3. And the last one is a pull off from second fret to open on the second string, play an extra open note, and then get back to the second fret, so go all together. After that I go into this phrase, nice bluesy rock phrase. I'm doing a bend on 14 of the third, and then playing 12 of the second, and then 12 of the first. Then after that, I'm doing a big bend on 15 of the second string. So all together thus far. And then we do this little phrase again, like we had in the intro. We're going to borrow this phrase. Identical, and then I go into this. So what I've got here is sort of a bendy chord thing. I'm playing 14 of the second and the third string. Slight bend, and then I pull off to 12. So we're doing 2 notes on that pull off. And then after that I'm hitting 14 of the fourth string. So we go. That's pretty simple. So that's the whole section. Let's try it again slow. And that's the Back in Black solo. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. Catch you real soon.